Hello my friends, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my Sephora haul for the holiday sale. I am a little late to this because you guys, I have been struggling with getting back to my normal self health-wise, but we've got some stuff to go through, and I know you're as interested as I am in watching other people's hauls. You're interested in seeing what I got during the Sephora sale. So just keep on watching and let's go through this stuff together. Alrighty, my friends. So I did pick up a good little number of things in the past. I think back and I'm like, wow, in the past I had some mega hauls. But we've got a pretty normal sized haul, I would say. Maybe a little bit larger than normal, I don't know. But let's go ahead and go into it. I've got several bags because this was across multiple purchases. So I did restock on a few things this sale. One being the, let's see, the You to the People Kale and Green Tea Spinach cleanser. So I have been without this. You guys know I would not ever be caught without this cleanser for for a couple of years there. And then for the last maybe 6 months, I have been without it. And the main reason is because the last two that I have purchased, the pump just never worked. It was like broken. And it was super annoying because I was having to kind of like pour out. Anyways, not the biggest deal. Totally a very, not even, you can't even call it a problem. But I do like for the pump to work. So I was just like, you know, I'm going to try other things. Listen, nothing compares to this cleanser. So here we are once again. And what better way than with the little set. So for $38 minus the discount, it was the regular size and then the little travel size. So there was two left at my store, at my local store, and I was like, I'm going to pick this up, which, by the way, again, I've told y'all this before, but if you're in the San Antonio area, honestly, my preferred store is La Cantera. It's for me, it's all about the people. Not only that, it's one of the bigger stores, so they have like a really great selection. But for me, I keep going back to the store because of the people. The manager there, Michelle, she's nothing less than incredible. So Michelle, Diana, they're just wonderful, wonderful ladies. Okay, so the next thing I picked up was the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. You guys know this is what I use at night. But everyone raves about the Gummy Bear, and I still hadn't tried the Gummy Bear, and I'm here to say that the scent to this is everything everyone has been saying and more. It's almost like a grape scent, which I guess is why it's purple. But you guys, I feel like I can never go back to any of the other scents after smelling this one. So I'm really, really glad I finally picked that up, and I'm on the tail end of the gingerbread one that I've got now. So yeah, the next item is the Gucci, one of the Gucci blushes, and this is in the shade Tender Apricot. I was having trouble between this one, was it 3 or 4, like the Radiant Pink or whatever. So I ended up opting for this one. They are so expensive, so I knew I wanted to wait for the sale. The packaging is, I mean, everything. You know, I'm all about packaging. And then here is what this bad boy looks like. So, so pretty. I love the shade. I'm quite curious to see, I have not used this yet. Quite curious to see how much building this one's going to need based on reviews I've seen. But we'll see. Let's see what this looks like right here because I have not swatched this before. Oh, that's very, very pretty. Very pretty. So I love a good apricot shade for a blush. And then let's see. Okay, the last two items in this bag. This was just a repurchase. Again, kind of can't go without this stuff either. It's the Living Proof Restore Smooth Blowout Concentrate. Honestly, I see a 100% difference when I don't use this on the areas of my hair that I'm going to flat iron. Like I flat iron my roots because they are so curly, kinky that I just kind of have to. And so this is what I use, and I like when I use this shortly before I flat iron, it like cuts the time in half. It's less of a struggle and it leaves a much smoother result. And this is, I mean, at this point, I've been using this since probably they came out with this product years ago. And this is probably my 7th or 8th bottle at this point in time. So again, I can't recommend that highly enough. If you have hair type like mine, then you may want to check that out. It says it cuts blowout time. And just so you know, it's heat protection up to 450 degrees. And I do stand by that. Sometimes you're kind of iffy. You're like, but does it really though? And that one, I'm here to tell you, I have used it so long that it does. And then this particular item has been on my loves list for a minute. I didn't get to do a wish list video. I didn't get to do a recommendations video. I didn't anticipate catching this cold that turned into a sinus infection that just absolutely knocked me off my feet. But anyways, it is what it is. So this particular Pat McGrath brush has been on my list for a hot minute, and I thought, I'm going to just go ahead and pick it up. And it's the blush brush. It's the Skin Fetish Divine Blush Brush. I love a good blush brush. I don't know what it is, but blush brushes for me, if they are good, I mean, then I'm tried and true for life. So we'll see how this works. It's looking a little bit longer in the bristles than what I typically like. So I'm not sure. We're going to see how this works. This is the first time I've taken it out of the box. So I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. Okay. More to come on that. So let's move into another little bag. Okay. These next couple of items are face palettes. Now, one of them I recently hauled in the very last Sephora haul I did, and it was the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. Now, I had picked up the light medium, and I'm going to be completely transparent. I ended up returning that one because I had used it like 3 or 4 times, and every single time I was finding that I was having to dig in the pan for extra product and go and layer in like 3 or 4 times. And it was starting to really frustrate me. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to return it. I'm frustrated at this price point. I really shouldn't be struggling this much. And then during the sale, I'll opt for the deeper one, which in a way is kind of sad because then that means if I struggled with that one, that means I'll probably do okay with this one. But then, you know, my ladies with deeper skin tones are not going to have any option. I don't know, man. I don't know. But here's what this looks like. It is so beautiful. And that's one of the things why I wanted to like repurchase is because of the packaging. Listen, I know it's just totally the wrong reason to want to purchase something. But here's what the deeper one looks like. And it looks deep in the pan, but the way these are pressed in here, it's like, I feel like this is going to be it's going to be very lovely, I hope. So, and who knows, maybe it does work for deeper skin tones. I am not sure, I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see. So I did end up picking that one up. And then the other was a total impulse buy. Was not going to get this. Like, honestly, I have bought so many NARS palettes over the years that the same color story is in the exact format of the, like, it's in the same layout every single time. Same color story, same types of shades. Anyways, but this one has gotten so much hype, and it's actually the one I'm wearing today. And I have to say, I am, you know, I'm kind of impressed. I really actually like it. Here is what this looks like. Ooh, it's very, very pretty. So NARS makes an incredible blush palette. I'm not here to say they don't. It's been so repetitive, and I have bought my fair share of NARS face palettes over the years that I was just like, I can skip this one out. It's been a couple of years since I've bought one. I'm good. But, you know, once you start getting FOMO, which I have very badly, then, you know, you're like, oh, well, maybe I should try it. So definitely, I'm wearing this one right here, and it was very easy to use with a dense brush, though, because this formula is stiffer, and so you kind of want to go in with a stiffer brush, but it's like more of a, I don't know if like Luminous, you're not going to hardly be able to see that, but it's more of like a Luminous type of finish, and you guys know I'm here for that. So, yeah, I'm so far liking it. Again, I've only worn it today, so we'll see on that. Okay, let's keep it moving. Hold on, I gotta reach in this bag. Alrighty, so the next item, I guess I didn't realize I had bought 2 blush brushes. So I bought the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch blush brush. Here is what it looks like. I am a super fan. Okay, I think we're gonna have trouble taking this out. Well, darn. Okay, well, it looks like this. If you're familiar with the concealer and or foundation brush, you kind of know what these look like. I'm a super fan of her brushes. They are so easy to use. They're soft, and the shape, especially of the foundation brush, well, the concealer too, honestly. There's something about them that honestly, I will probably buy a backup because that is one of my very favorite foundation brushes. So I kind of wanted to try the blush brush because it was in that same kind of shape, and I thought, you know, I bet I would really like that. But now I'm thinking, did I really need this one and the Pat McGrath brush? Probably not. So let's move on. So the foundation I'm wearing today, I finally caved and bought the Patrick Ta Major Skin Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo. So I got Light 3, which was the golden neutral. It was the option that was closest to my skin tone. And I was unsure of what to expect because I have heard very mixed reviews. I've heard people love it. I've heard people very much dislike it. And then I've heard that people love one or the other, as in the foundation or the powder, but not both. So here's what this shade looks like. It was actually a very perfect match. But notice the powder is quite light. So here's the thing. I loved the foundation. Really did. It goes on so creamy, so buttery. And it honestly looks very healthy on my skin. But the powder washes me out. I looked like a ghost when I put the powder over top of the foundation. And so I think I got to go back and watch how he uses that, because thinking back, I don't think I'm supposed to use it on the full face now that I think about it. I think it might need to be like in the T-zone. Anyways, I will go back and watch, because now that I think about it, I think I used it wrong. Anyways, all that to say, I loved the foundation. So for me, it still was worth the purchase because I really do love this particular product. And I am always a fan of Patrick Ta products, so I knew that likely I would probably like it. But anyways, there's that. The next is also a repurchase, but in the holiday version. So you guys know, if you've been with my channel for a long time now, that I am tried and true to the Josie Maran Body Butter as my night face cream. She has been very, not vocal, but like when she's on QVC and stuff, she's like, this stuff can be used from head to toe. So even though it says body butter, it's perfectly fine to use on the face. And it's so rich that it's what I need for my skin type as a night cream. So I ended up getting the holiday set, and it came with 4 of the minis for $30. 4 of these minis is the equivalent to one of the big ones. The big ones are $38. This was $30. I was like, okay, I'll go with this. And then you can try different scents. For the holidays, she'll usually do different scents, not of which I always love the scents. In this set, I really do. It comes with sugar glazed apricot. Smells amazing. Holiday buttercream. It comes with one of the pro retinol ones, and then vanilla vacation. So definitely scents that are a little more basic and that I love. And my favorite one in the regular line is it's the apricot one, vanilla apricot. Anyways, so each one of these is 2 ounces, and again, totals 8 ounces, which is the size of the large one. And I always keep at least one backup of that cream. And so here we go. Now I've got a little breakout variety there. So all right, let's move into the last bag. I know that's crazy, because usually these hauls for me are like mega long. Okay, the next one is also a repurchase, and this is something I don't do without. Always have a backup. It's the Isle of Paradise self tanning drops. I always get dark. I do sometimes use like Saint Tropez or whatever with the tanning mitt, and usually it's my legs that I want to tan. This though is the easiest way to go for tanning for me. And when we travel, obviously it's a lot more compact. I can throw it in my suitcase. What you do is you mix a few drops of this into your lotion. So if you're gonna lotion your body after a shower anyways, you mix a few drops of this and you just spread it. Now it has no color guard, so you do have to be very, very mindful that you spread it evenly and that you do a good job of spreading it. So I just honestly take a few extra seconds and make sure that like I just smooth on my skin, smooth, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, but this, I feel like I'm going to be so devastated when they discontinue this, because it has been my tried and true. This is, again, just like the living proof for the hair. This is probably my 6th or 7th bottle of this stuff. I love it. And they had one left in store, and I was like, I'm taking it, because I'm already into the only other bottle I have right now. So the next purchase was the Rare Beauty set, the Perfect Strokes of the full-size eyeliner and full-size mascara. So you guys know this is my favorite eyeliner of life. In fact, recently purchased a new one, and so I'm working my way through that one, but now I have a backup. And the mascara, I have heard nothing but good things, and I don't typically buy high-end mascaras, but given that I love most of Rare Beauty products, I ended up picking this one up. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, I also picked up the Glowish Blur Jam. This is something that I wouldn't typically have picked up, except that it is Glowish, and I love Huda Beauty products. I've also heard Babs Beauty talk really good things about this. But for me, I have my tried and true for like primers and or what I like under foundation. So I don't typically go for something like this, but when I swatched, or when I felt it in store, it was very cooling. I will say I've used it once and I don't feel like it did a whole lot as far as blurring, but I don't know, the packaging, I will say, is absolutely lovely. So anyways, I feel like I need to try this a few more times just to kind of see, like, you know, maybe I used it incorrectly. I don't know. But honestly, my tried and true is the Charlotte Tilbury, I don't even remember what it's called. It's the one that gives you a radiant look in the, you know, glass bottle with the wand. I can't even remember. And then the Liquid Silk Canvas by Tatcha. Those are honestly my two tried and true for something under foundation. And I don't deviate from that anymore because as much as I've tried the different primers, honestly, they just don't ever compare. But here we are. Okay, and then I picked up, this was also an impulse buy in store, the Tatcha Kissu Lip Mask. Oh my goodness. I am almost done with the clear one and I wasn't really gonna repurchase, but then I saw this one and I saw the little bottle and then I swatched it and I saw what a pretty hue it had. And it's got like a pink tone that I think is gonna look so pretty, like a just a kissable lip. So listen, the little tub is just so super pretty. It's got all these little flowers. It's very, very pretty. And then the tint on this, you can see, is like pink. And that's exactly how it goes on the lips. So anyways, we'll see how I like this one, if I really like it a lot more than the clear one. The clear one I use after I brush my teeth in the mornings when my lips are like obviously dry and tight. And so I would probably use this in the same fashion, only it's gonna give me a your lips but better kind of thing. So, all right, so the last two things I picked up were palettes, and they were new release palettes. And that's what I love most about the sale, I feel like, is when there's a new release and you get to put the savings or the discount towards that new release. It really makes a difference, especially on those more expensive palettes. So first up is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. This one had sold out. In fact, I've already filmed the review for this one, but given the issues I'm having getting better, I haven't been able to edit it. And the day that I filmed it, it had sold out online and completely gone off the website. And I was like, well, it's back on the website, but it just says out of stock, and you can also find it in store. So here's the thing, Makeup by Mario, it's rare that I don't like a product. So I have gotten to where now I'm just like, you know, I will purchase his new releases. I also I drug my feet and didn't buy the all matte palette, which I should have. It was on my loves list for the longest time, and now it's been out of stock for what seems like the longest time. So I thought when I first saw the promo pics for this, saw that there were some neutral mattes in there, I was like, done, I will be picking this one up. So here's what this bad boy looks like. You've probably already seen this all over. Again, by the time I put this up, the review will probably already be up, but it is very, very pretty. I feel like for me, the standouts in this palette are the mattes, which is what I was going for anyways. There's like 3 different types of formulas in here: a buttery matte, something like a glossy shimmer, which I think he says is like a one of a kind in all the world. I don't know. Listen, I don't get into all of that stuff because when you have so much, you're like, but I have something similar. Anyways, and then these metallics, but I forget what he calls them. Anyways, so all in all, a beautiful palette. I do find these to be a little bit more like toppers along the lines of Natasha Denona, but kind of a level up from those. But overall, for me, I'll be using this probably mostly for the mattes. They are literally buttery rich, like so soft, so silky to the touch, and those are my favorite types of mattes to use. So definitely happy I picked it up, but I'm very happy I picked it up during the sale because this thing was expensive. I think it was $68 minus the discount, but boy, it's like, that's getting into luxury right there. And then lastly, again, so excited this released on the app the last day of the sale. The Natasha Denona Retro Glam Palette. I'm actually wearing that on my eyes today. I also wore it yesterday, and I feel like I liked the look better yesterday. So this is one that honestly the color story didn't fully reach out to grab me, but whenever Natasha releases a midi palette, I'm like, yeah, see, I feel like I gotta add that to the collection. But let me tell you, I feel like this packaging is one of the prettiest she's ever done. It's so impressive. Like, it's very raised. When I first took it out of the box, I was like, wow, this thing is like hefty, for lack of a better word. It's very, very pretty. So it's got this thick acrylic or something on top. It's just very pretty. I like it so much, and you guys know I love packaging. I love different. And then on the back, it's got the green. It's very mossy green themed, I've noticed. And I saw a lot of people like very disappointed or very angry about this color story. And so here's what it looks like. I think it's pretty. I don't think it reaches out to grab me. And I think that's because these types of greens, if I use them like in the crease, they just don't look good on me. And then also like this, it's kind of like a dark mossy green, this one out here. It almost ends up looking a little muddy on me. So I feel like right now I'm not entirely thrilled with the way my eyes look. And I don't know, I can't put my finger on why. So aside from that, the shades are very lovely. They perform just beautifully. So I will probably do a dedicated video on this palette, which I hope it's soon, because if not, then this palette's going to be old news. But here we are. So have used it a couple of times, and I'm not regretting the purchase. I'm glad that I have it. I will end up using it, but yeah, I may need to use it a couple more times though to fully wrap my hands around, you know, how much I like it or not, and why. Alrighty, my friends, well, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed kind of checking out what I got during this fall or holiday sale at Sephora. Before I let you go, I just want to give you a very quick verse of the day to tell you that Jesus loves you so, so very much. And I do too, even though I don't know you, but just know that I do love you and care for you. And I pray for you as my YouTube family. So today's comes from Luke 1:50, and it says, "His mercy extends to those who fear him from generation to generation." I feel like that is so incredible. And God's mercy is really amazing. I don't know if you have a relationship with Christ or not. If you don't, I'm here to tell you it's the best decision you would ever make in a world that is ever changing, where you can't really depend on anybody, where people will let you down, where people are just so vicious. I feel like the internet has given people they feel like they have the right to be ugly to other people anyways, but the only one who won't let you down is Jesus. And it's the most amazing relationship you'll ever have. So if you don't already know him, it's my prayer that he would make himself very real to you in whatever chapter of life you're in, and that you would come to know him as your Savior and your very best friend. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, friends.